Pals, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Liam from Go Vita Colonnades in Marion. This month save on NutriVital Premium Magnesium Complete for maintaining energy levels and proper muscle and nerve function. 100 tabs, now only $28.95, save 40%. Always read the label and follow directions for use.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Manopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Hi, Alan Lark from Mannix Air. In our harsh Australian climate, there's nothing better than a Mitsubishi Heavy Industries wall split to cool or heat your home. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries is highly awarded, super efficient and super quiet. A quality choice for your home. Best of all, purchase one now at Adelaide's best prices from Mannix and get up to $250 cash bonus from Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Conditions apply. For a free quote, call 1300 Mannix or go online anytime.
It's been gone for decades. It's a thing of the past. But even today, it haunts some of us. If you suffered from polio as a child or it affected your parents, Polio SA Support Group would like to hear from you. Symptoms like weakness, joint pain and fatigue may still persist and can be managed. Polio SA is committed to making life for polio survivors as comfortable as possible. Find out more at poliosa.org.au.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Mostly sunny this afternoon with the 3 o'clock news. I'm Mel Usher.
I'm Will McDonald. Tonight, an investigation underway into a stabbing attack on a woman at Underdale. See the caravan.
The state road toll for the year is now 109. A man has died following a crash west of Port Augusta in the early hours of this morning. A truck and SUV collided on the Air Highway at Lincoln Gap. A 31-year-old from Ceduna passed away at the scene. The truck driver, a 60-year-old man from Corn, sustained serious injuries in the crash and is in a stable condition in hospital. The second instalment of energy bill relief is now flowing to South Australians. The $125 reduction will be automatically applied to the bills of some 420,000 eligible households, while 86,000 small businesses will also get a helping hand. Treasurer Stephen Mulligan says it's sure to be welcome relief.
Cost of living pressures have been increasing over the last 2 years and interest rates have been going up. And then, of course, with Christmas coming, being a very expensive time of year, there's probably never been a better time for governments to be trying to provide some support for households who need it the most.
Petrol prices around Adelaide remain high in the lead up to Christmas. Mark Borlase from the RAA says if you're heading to the regions, wait to fill up there.
Most of the country, the Riverland, it's around $1.74, Victor's around $1.72, cheaper than the city because they don't have a price cycle out there, and because we're at the top of a peak, you've got the cheaper out there.
The restoration plan to reconnect power to thousands in far north Queensland has been revised. Last week, up to 43,000 homes and businesses across the region lost power, but that is now down to 8,600. Spokesperson Emma Oliveri is asking customers to be patient.
We do have damage over a widespread area. It has been a long wait for some customers. Areas where we can't get in to inspect the damage, and we're revising our restoration plan and we'll have updated timeframes as soon as possible.
We're being urged to roll up our sleeves this festive season and donate blood. An extra 830 donations a day are needed across the country to meet demand over Christmas and New Year. Lifeblood's Kath Stone says donations always drop off at this time of year.
It's a challenging time of year for blood donors because so many people go away, they're spending time with friends and family. It's been a busy year, but the need for blood doesn't stop, and we're keen to remind you we're still open. Come and put your feet up with us for an hour.
And there are plans to reboot the X-Files TV show. It's not yet clear if the new series will be related to the original with agents Mulder and Scully. Now turning to 5AA Sport, Adelaide Oval is hosting a Big Bash game tonight. It's the Strikers v the Sydney Thunder. Well, a trio of Australian World Cup winners are expected to cash in at tonight's Indian Premier League auction in Dubai. Eddie Summerfield has more.
Travis Head, Pat Cummins and Mitchell Starc headline the 21 Australians seeking a lucrative Indian Premier League contract. Starc, who hasn't played in the IPL in 8 years, attracted a bid of $1.8 million in 2018. Travis Head, he's expected to create a bidding war after his century in the World Cup final against India as the all-rounder returns to the tournament for the first time since 2017. Former Australian captain Steve Smith is also looking for a contract with the IPL to serve as an ideal lead-up to next year's 2020 World Cup in the US and West Indies.
And Aussie Josh Giddey has scored 16 points as the Thunder beat the Grizzlies 116-97 in the NBA, while the Timberwolves were too good for the Heat 112-108. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Salisbury. Urgent sewer works on the Salisbury Highway near Bridge Street. Blair Athol, burst water main there. Main North Road near Bristol Avenue. Anchor Lane closed at Locklegs today. Henley Beach Road near Rolls Road. Quite busy at the moment at Port Reef Expressway at Port Adelaide, with cameras Grand Boulevard, Seaford and High Streets at Balunga. McCafe, it's the place where rich iced lattes and cool iced mochas go to chill out. Drive through for a barista-made ice cold coffee at McCafe today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
All-you-can-eat salad and veg is back at the Paradise Hotel, Lower North East Road. Open 7 days.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 21. Thursday, sunny and 25. Friday, becoming cloudy, 27 degrees. Right now, it's 20. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Will McDonald. Tonight, an investigation underway into a stabbing attack on a woman at Underdale. See the caravan scare on the freeway, the warning over towing dangers this holiday season. Pope Francis makes an important change for the Catholic Church. An exclusive, we take a look at the new home for the iconic Granite Island Clydesdales. See the full story live on 9 News at 6 p.m. and on 9 Now.
This is 5AA Summer Afternoons.
Well, welcome back. I was going to talk about speed dating. So a few days ago I was looking at what things there are for people to do around the Christmas period, and I found this thing around speed dating, and it was for people between the ages of 45 and 60 on Christmas Day. And I just thought that is really interesting. They've been doing this speed dating thing since 2004, and it's at the Rob Roy Hotel if you're interested. And I just thought, what a fun thing to do on Christmas Day. It's there in the evening, and that made me start thinking about managing relationships and loneliness over the Christmas period. So I've invited a love expert to come and join us this afternoon, and so to come and talk about that. But I'd be really curious to see what you're doing over the Christmas period. Would you ever do speed dating? Have you ever done speed dating? Is that something that you would like to come and chat to us about? Give us a call on 8223 0000 or on the text line 0448 08 1395. I haven't done it. I actually mentioned this to my husband, and he said, "That's great fun. Why don't we do it?" And I said, "Well, because we are married," and he just said, "Oh, we could pretend we don't know each other, and we could just pretend that we're meeting for the first time," and thought that would be a really fun thing to do on Christmas Day. I'm not so sure, but we're going to have a look at how we do that. The other thing that I had a look at was, which was through a meme or a post that was on Instagram, and it was this person who was a sole trader celebrating Christmas. And basically it was a guy at a pub having a beer by himself, and I just thought, oh, there's got to be better ways to do that. And again, bit of a search, and I found all of these Christmas breakup parties. So they are all on the 24th, or some of them on the 22nd, which is Friday, And so things at the Mile End Hotel on Henley Beach Road, live music, happy hours. At the Colonist on the Parade in Norwood, happy hours, free live music and free oysters. At the Brighton Hotel, they're doing a Christmas breakup party. And there was just all sorts of things. And then some of them are doing them a little bit later. So the Waterloo Station down at Paralawi is doing a Christmas breakup. And so I was thinking maybe that would be a good thing to do, that we could actually go down for a Christmas breakup with your friends and sit back and relax and just, you know, have some live music and a few drinks. And what a great way to get to the end of this week, which is, you know, it's always intense and a little bit stressful as you get to the end of December. And for some crazy reason at work, everybody wants you to get things done before they go on break, even though many times they're not going to use it until the end of January or February when they come back to work. So give us a call or send us a text. Tell us what you're doing for Christmas breakup, whether you're doing it at work or whether you're going to go to a different party or maybe one of these hotels. I was thinking of maybe popping into the Colonist on Friday night. I thought that would be great fun. Or if you've ever done speed dating, and would you go speed dating on Christmas Eve or Christmas night on Christmas Day? This is from 7:30 at night. So let me know what you're doing. The number is 8223 0000, or you can text me on the text line 0448 08 1395. So I'm going to move on to a few other things. I'm just waiting for my love expert to give me a call and have your questions ready when Samantha James joins us a bit later. Before I do that, I just want to know, has anybody got caught in a Christmas scam? Sadly, I did. And to the tune of $123, thinking I was buying presents for my children for Christmas, and it turned out that that company doesn't exist. I have reported it, and I have Professor Nigel Fair to talk to us about how best to avoid such things. Good afternoon, Professor. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
And Nigel, you're the Professor of Cybersecurity at Monash University.
Correct.
And some tips, please help me. I obviously didn't do the reading when I should have.
Yeah, no, the tips is really hard because, as you can probably appreciate, the scams are getting better and better. They're really diverse, and they're getting harder and harder to pick up on. So, you know, as we lead into Christmas, there'll be the usual scams, and then there'll be all the additional ones like your credit card payment hasn't worked on a payment, or a missed drop-off or a delivery parcel, those sorts of things. So it's probably the best tip is looking for the unusual and just taking your time, not racing to a decision.
I was caught by a fake online shopping website, which was really cleverly done, but there's lots of other ones. And I heard there's some fake parcel deliveries as well.
Yes, so the fake parcel delivery is a classic, especially for this time of year when we're ordering a lot of things online. So it's to be expected that you might think, oh, well, that could happen. But the website one is really difficult because the brands look good, the pictures look good, it's very professional. It just comes down to, you know, often the URL, the web address in the bar at the top will have what we could maybe call an injection in it, so it'll have a brand name in it, but the actual end of the address won't be what you think it is.
Yes, I won't say the brand name that I got caught at, but it was exactly that. So, and it was only as I was checking out, and I thought, hang on, that's not what I thought I was buying, but it had already processed my credit card, unfortunately. And so, if you do get caught from something like that, what should you do then?
Well, the best thing to do is contact your bank in the very first instance straight away. The second thing is to report it through ScamWatch, and that will take you through to a thing called Report Cyber, which is a Commonwealth Government initiative for reporting all sorts of cybercrime. And
I don't know if through the banks that they will refund you? I guess they do an investigation to begin with.
They will. It's one of the answer to that is it depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will on some circumstances, some they won't. There's no specifics about what is and what isn't in for a refund.
It's so after that happened, I actually cancelled my credit card. Is that the sort of thing that you would advise people to do if they've been caught in a scam?
Well, you can if you feel that would make you sleep better. Often the problem with cancelling bank accounts and credit cards, we use a lot of them for direct debits. And so there is a flow-on effect of resetting those up with new bank account details. That can often be the problem. But and then, of course, this time of year, a lot of people like using credit. So if you're without a credit card, I don't know, maybe that's a good thing.
Well, the other one that a friend of mine got caught was scanning a QR code. So what advice, QR codes have become second place after COVID, unfortunately. Everybody seems to be quite comfortable scanning QR codes.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you advise in terms of what do we look for?
Well, it's the vigilance that once that you scan it and takes you to a website, and this is really hard because you've just done it on a mobile phone, so it's really hard to work out what the website you're going to, particularly if you're paying for something through Apple Pay or Google Pay, for example, makes it even more difficult. It's just about the only thing we have in our arsenal is to be really vigilant. Again, take time and not rush through transactions.
So I guess because the QR code takes you to a website, so I guess in the first instance, checking that the website name that it directs you to, it doesn't look sort of odd or suspicious, and if so, you would close your browser. So
yep.
Yeah. So there's so many scams out there, though. I mean, I've gone past the phone calls. I did have those calls asking me to confirm my banking details, but so many people have been caught with them. But the other one is, and now it's pronounced phishing, isn't it?
Phishing, yep.
Phishing,
yep.
But with a PH.
With a PH, yep.
And what is a phishing scam?
Well, a phishing scam is it can be many things, but invariably it's where it's a fake website or they ask you to get your details. So it started off being, our major banks where they just, what we call spoof that website, make it look legitimate, and you put in your details, your bank account, your password, and then they capture that and replay that into the proper one. As time's gone on, it's morphed to be all sorts of brand names, your big ones like your Amazon, your Australia Post, all the banks, PayPal, eBay, et cetera, and it's just the fake variant of those with the idea to get your legitimate username and login details.
So, listeners, if you know of or you've seen any Christmas scams, give us a call on 8223 0000. I hope you haven't been, but if you know someone, it'd be good to see what the action they took and how they dealt with it. Text line is 0448 08 1395. So, Professor, what other things do you deal with in cybersecurity at Monash?
Well, we look at the length and breadth of what cybersecurity, we call it a multidisciplinary approach. So it's not just looking at cybersecurity from a technical ones and zeros perspective, it's looking from a human factors perspective, it's looking at it through new innovation like blockchain and cryptocurrencies. It's looking at all the things that we can do to try and work out how we can protect ourselves online. So we teach undergraduate, we teach postgraduate, and all those things, all the pure disciplines of cybersecurity as well as solid research.
It sounds like, obviously it's an area that there's been more and more attention paid to, and it's a really big thing, particularly as people move onto the cloud and we become more and more digitally aware, I guess. I guess it's a matter of cybersecurity for big companies. I was one of those people in South Australia who were affected by my super company having got my details, and that's that's pretty scary when it comes back to, you know, a superannuation company being hacked. But they're constantly revising the security levels, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and the reality is, whether you're a massive, big corporation, a medium-sized one, or even a tiny one, you're probably part of a supply chain that involves a whole lot of other organisations. So, you know, cybersecurity is a requirement for businesses of all shapes and sizes, particularly if you're accepting online payment, if you're collecting personally identifying information and transacting with that. There's requirements for us all to be safe and secure online.
Thank you for joining me this afternoon. And, those scams, there's just so many of them in terms of, online and phishing and QR codes and investment scams and then the security itself in terms of, I guess I always am concerned about, how safe is anything these days. There's so much information out there. But I really appreciate you joining me this afternoon, Professor, and have a happy Christmas.
Thank you very much, and happy Christmas to you also.
Want to turn your Flybuys points into dollars this Christmas? You can take $10 off for every 2,000 points you redeem. That's great value, hands down, at Coles. Minimum spend $10, limits, exclusions, and T's and C's apply.
When you're hosting a family Christmas party, you might start with a go-to roast, a drama-proof seating plan, and that gravy recipe that's a family secret. But those in the know find all the answers in the aisles at Pal's. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf. They can make sure you have the best wines, beers, and spirits for everyone. And great gift ideas too, all under one roof. Parafield Airport Liquor Store, Pal's, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer, and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
Don't miss the legendary Gladys Knight for one last time as the Empress of Soul returns to Australia in 2024 for a final celebration of soul. Witness Gladys Knight perform all her greatest hits live on stage at Festival Theatre Adelaide on Thursday, March 21. Gladys Knight, the Farewell Tour. Tickets on sale now at Ticketek. Presented by MG Live, Frontier Touring and Arena Touring.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today.
From emergency plumbing to electrical and heating and cooling, no matter what size job you need, at Service Today the answer will always be yes, we can. It's Service Today guaranteed or it's free.
Can you fix the shower? Yes, we can.
Can you fix the power?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say at Service Today.
Look out for our bright yellow trucks.
Ruby has worked hard this year at school, but poverty has caused her to fall behind. It's time to give Ruby the support all children need. Change the life of a child this Christmas. Donate to the Smith family today.
This is 5AA Summer Afternoons.
Well, welcome back. And I have Samantha Jane on the phone. And Samantha Jane is from Love Experts Institute. Samantha, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me.
That's my pleasure. Tell me about Love Experts Institute.
Oh, good question. What we do is we help people find that right person. We help navigate online dating, offline strategies, helping you be your best version, helping you text, communicate, and get that relationship you want.
So speed dating over the age of 40 or even 50 is fun and can be safe and everything.
Oh, absolutely. It's really all about, you've got to be in it to win it. You must just try things, do something different, and just, I truly believe activity breeds success.
So what did you, I'm not sure if you heard a bit earlier when I was saying there is actually a speed dating at the Rob Roy on Christmas Day for 45 to 60-year-olds. And I thought, what a great thing if you are on your own at Christmas and you want to meet some new people and have a bit of fun. What would you say to that?
Go for it. Jump in with both feet in. It's a really amazing opportunity to connect with like-minded people who are genuinely wanting to meet someone. And, Christmas is a challenging time. You may have family, you may not have family, but you do get the question of when are you going to meet someone. So ask Santa for a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner.
All I want for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
So any tips, Samantha, on managing relationships and maybe even loneliness over that Christmas period?
Yes, definitely. If you're feeling really flat and alone, which a lot of people do, know that you're not alone really, because a lot of people are feeling that way. And it's a time to start focusing on what you can do to change your situation. So if you want to meet that person, maybe write down, 3 things that you'll do. Maybe it's online dating, maybe it's getting out and about, maybe it's working on your confidence or, presenting yourself, getting yourself a new outfit, new haircut, whatever it is that will make you feel better. Because when you feel good, you start to be more attractive and you become more aware of the people around you.
And a lot of it is just in terms of that speed dating or online dating is actually just finding companionship, isn't it?
Oh, totally. You might meet some really amazing friends out of this. You just never know. Or you may find the right person. But what's really important, because I used to run big events, it was all about just going the focus of having fun and being curious. When you ask questions, it's not all about what do you do and where do you live. It can be, tell me about your first kiss or a holiday location. Giving a compliment followed by a question is a beautiful way to massage that rapport and build that relationship with someone new.
It's, as a lifelong introvert, it is one of those things where a lot of people would find it very challenging to put themselves out there in the first time. How would you suggest they build up enough confidence to participate?
Practice makes perfect. So imagine being an introvert, I am too, incredibly shy. But what happens is the more you practice something, the more confident you become, and then you start to get out of your comfort zone. So if you want to start being more proactive about getting out and about, just start saying hello to the people that are low risk, such as people that are serving you at the shops or, if you're at the library or at the cafe, start to say hello and say hello to your neighbours. Just little baby steps where there's low risk will help you become more and more confident communicating with strangers.
Yeah, I had a guest on a little bit earlier, Yost, who started a community node called The Pair, and they started creating relationships within the community over coffee. And it was really, how you go in, and most people are very comfortable going and have a coffee on their own, but it's a great place to kick off a conversation.
Oh, definitely. And if you're really, really extremely shy, write down 3 generic questions that you ask everyone, and they are your go-tos if you feel that awkward silence, and know that silence is also quite normal in a conversation.
Well, you have to give me some tips now. What 3 questions should I ask someone meeting for the first time?
Okay. Make sure it's something that you're comfortable talking about. So it could be anything from, you could say, if you were a movie star, who would you be? Is a really great one. When I used to run speed dating, it was complete silence in the room, and I said, all right, turn to the person next to you, and I want you to find out about their first kiss. And as soon as that, it just got everyone giggling and laughing, and there's a positive association with that because nobody expects it, but everyone has an awkward story. And then look at something that they have. That it could be, they could be wearing something really lovely, and then start to ask questions about either their fitness or, whatever they're wearing, or something that you notice about them, because there will be something. Could be their teeth, hair, I don't know what it is for you, but start talking about something that you notice about them, because that will put the focus on them, and that takes the focus off you, and when you're focused on someone else, all those nerves just melt away.
I have Samantha Jane from Love Experts Institute on the line with me. If you've got a question for Samantha, give us a call, 8223 0000, or send me a text on 0448 08 1395. We're talking about relationships, managing things over the Christmas period, and possibly even getting out there with speed dating or online dating. 3 questions. I'll have to write down 3 questions. Not that I'm in the market. I can ask my husband and see what he says. But it's a funny time of year because all of the normal things shut down. So radio is great company as well, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Who doesn't love good radio, good music, and you can connect by calling the station.
It's a lovely way to get out there, and it's also. I think, I love the idea of practicing questions and doing it in a really safe environment. I think coffee shops are an incredibly safe environment, or libraries, places where you just meet people that are all doing the same thing as you. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, Samantha Jane. Great talking to you. Have a great Christmas. And
thank you.
Thank you for joining me today.
Pleasure. Thanks, Penny. You too.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. The Northern Territory's Chief Minister, Natasha Fyles, has resigned over undisclosed shares in a mining company. A man has died in a car truck smash west of Port Augusta. Investigations are continuing into a stabbing at Underdale. And in sport, Mitchell Starc, Travis Head and Pat Cummins are all expected to attract big money at today's IPL auction. 5AA weather, mostly sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 21. Right now, it's 21 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
We open our doors to people we trust and care about. And for over 85 years, South Australians have been opening their doors to Rest Haven. In turn, we've been opening doors to an easier, better life at home. From personal care to help with the shopping and social outings, you'll welcome the care that Rest Haven brings.
Gather round mates. Gather round family. Gather round all 18 AFL teams playing footy in our city. This is our time to celebrate South Australia. It's one of the biggest weekends of footy and it's almost here. It's time to gather round the AFL's Festival of Footy from April 4 to 7. Tickets on sale now at gatherround.afl.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Here's who you can support around Adelaide. It's back. The Bay Sheffield Carnival, SA's most prestigious foot race, returns to Collie Reserve Glenelg, December 27th and 28th. Visit baysheffield.org.au. Laxmi's Indian Restaurant was recently awarded Best Indian Restaurant in South Australia. Open every day for lunch and dinner. Laxmi's Tandoori Restaurant, 295 Glen Osmond Road.
Big news, everyone. HCF has officially won 3 times more CanStar awards than any other health insurer in 2023, including 10 state-based awards. Plus, being a CanStar Outstanding Value Health Insurer winner 8 years running. And because we put our money where our members are, we're only celebrating with a 5-second party. Okay, team, back to work. HCF, we put our money where our members are. Gary, get off the desk, please.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. On time, on budget, on the job.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Hi, Alan Lark from Maddox. If you need air conditioning or solar service, the last thing you want is bad advice or a rip-off price. So, it makes perfect sense to call Maddox with your service inquiry. We're a family-owned business for over 50 years, the trusted name for air and solar in South Australia. You'll get the right advice and very fair and honest prices. In fact, much of our advice is absolutely free. Call 1300 Maddox or go online anytime.
This is 5AA Summer Afternoons.
Afternoons. Hello, Mike Smithson. How are you?
Sandy, very well indeed, thank you, on this lovely afternoon.
And what's happening news? It's energy relief for families doing it tough. Well,
yes,
it is a very tight Christmas this year.
It is a tight Christmas, and prices are going up, and all of us, I don't think there's anyone who would be listening today that hasn't seen a change in their cost of living. I know I certainly have, in terms of supermarket costs and power costs and everything else, but the good news is that the government has come good on the second part of a promise that it gave during this last state budget. They'll see, so those who qualify, and I'm talking people who are low-income earners, and they've already got to be in the scheme, essentially, but they'll see more savings on their electricity bills. It'll be just in time for Christmas. So it's part of a state and federal initiative to deliver $500 in rebates to concession card holders and family tax benefit recipients. So they'll get some respite from the rising energy costs, and at this time of year, you just see money flying out the door, don't you, in terms of going down to the supermarket and buying all those nice things that you want for Christmas, and some people just can't get there. And if they see their electricity bills going up, which everyone does, well, at least this will take some of the pressure off them. So well done, government, coming good on a promise.
Great timing for that.
Well, I think what you would say is that they are delivering on a promise. So whether they are to be congratulated or just, yes, steady as she goes, that's what you promised. So that's what you're delivering. We expect nothing more and nothing less. But anyway, a lot of your listeners will go, oh, thank God for that. At least there is some respite from what has been a very tough 6 to 12 months.
Yes. Now, tell me, a council has done a Christmas blunder. That is not possible, surely. A council.
Well, it's like a Chevy Chase movie. And I won't say just for the moment what council it is, but it's in the northeastern suburbs. But I won't confirm or deny what council it is. But in their infinite wisdom, and this could only happen in Adelaide, in their infinite wisdom, they've done some tree trimming. In fact, quite a bit of tree trimming, and they're entitled to do that. There are safety issues involved, but unfortunately, the trees they've trimmed, or many of the trees they've trimmed, house very decorative Christmas lights that people have put up themselves. So chainsaws and Christmas lights don't mix, and there are some pretty unhappy people that they've spent a lot of time and effort in the trees and trying to improve the streetscape and make it a bit of a feature for people who live in the street or visit the area or drive down the street. Now, you might say, well, if you're going to do that on a tree out in your street, you might want to think twice. Well, certainly you would in this case, but you'd think that council would say, look, it's Christmas time. Are we sure this is what we need to do? And are we sure we know what we're doing before we bring the chainsaws in? Because those guys, the contractors who do that, are probably more concerned about getting the job done and getting paid for it than the Christmas lights. But as I said, it's something. It's like something out of a Chevy Chase movie. The upside is Red Face Council has. How can I put it? They've seen the error of their ways, very definitely. There is compensation available, but there's a catch in that too, because guess what? All of their people who do the compensation have gone on Christmas leave.
Of course they're on leave. They'll come back at the end of January.
So there's... to say that some people out there are less than happy or impressed about this would be an understatement. So we will be hearing from them on 7 News tonight at 6 o'clock as well.
Oh, and I've been also following, Mike, that massive cost. I've been actually following the Queensland flood disaster right before Christmas, but the cost of that must be phenomenal. I can't imagine.
Well, it is, and what's emerging today, Sandy, is another layer of complexity, that there is a reinsurance pool that the federal government guarantees. It puts money into that pool for insurance, but that's more for cyclone damage than it is for flood damage. And as we know, the cyclones cause massive floods, and I cannot believe the amount of water that is flowing through far north Queensland, and the damage it's doing. It's just eating roads in its path and tearing houses down and trees and plantations. But the complexity is now that those who've been affected by the flood damage rather than the original cyclone damage, so you might have been well away from the cyclone area, but you've copped what flows from it, that they will miss the deadline to hit this reinsurance pool that is guaranteed by the federal government. So the long and short of that is that there are people that might have thought, well, I know there's a federal scheme to collect my insurance, but they may not be covered by it. So the Prime Minister is making a visit there, I think tomorrow, or Thursday, should I say, Thursday. And I'm sure that will come under intense scrutiny while he's there. Are these people actually covered? Because those poor souls that have been in the path of the floods from the cyclones. I don't think the cyclone was quite as bad as initial reports had it, but it's the rain that followed it that's done all the damage.
Yeah, I know there's flood rescues taking place at the moment. So, I mean, it just must be extraordinary up there. I can't, but Queensland, I don't know, Queensland has a history of this. It seems to be, year after year after year, that they get hit by either cyclones or floods.
They do. But again, the floodwaters that we're seeing on our screens each night, I don't think I've ever seen anything as intense as what I saw last night, for instance. And you can see that roads and towns have been washed away, and settlements, and trying to coordinate a rescue effort when it is as dangerous and as treacherous as that is, you need to know what you're doing if you're in the flood rescue business.
Yeah, incredible scenes coming from Queensland. Oh, I don't know what this is. The famous footy name, falling out of love with the club?
Yes, I won't say who the footy name is right at the moment because we're keeping a bit of a lid on that, but it is your listeners who have been long-time football followers will know this name, a very famous, glamorous name, shall I say, from one of the local Sandford clubs, highly decorated player. He has had a major dummy spit with the club. Now, I'll leave your listeners, and if they watch the story tonight, to make up their minds on who's right and who's wrong. But this player from a famous club has actually asked that his name be removed from any honour board, anything to do with the club, and bear in mind he is within their Hall of Fame list, and I'll say he's won a Magarey medal and he's won a premiership and he's been a very, very good goal kicker in the past. He has had an absolute spit against the club over, some might see it as a trivial issue, some might see it as a principled issue, but he is very firmly speaking his mind tonight. And
always three sides to a story, isn't there, Mike?
There's always two sides. Always two sides to a story. But anyone who has a long-standing interest in local footy will know exactly where this might end up, and it won't end up very well because it's already hit particularly unpleasant waters at this point. So that's all tonight at 6. I'm sorry to be so cryptic, but we want to keep people.
I'm curious.
We
now.
want to keep your listeners guessing.
I have to turn on the news and find out who it is now.
It is one of the most recognisable, famous footy names in South Australian football history.
Right.
So there you go.
Right. Oh, I'll ask Wayne Phillips when he comes in, see what he thinks.
Hey, Flipper, he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know.
Oh, come on, just because it's footy. I'll test him. I'll see whether he knows. Great talking to you, Mike.
Good on you,
Sandy. Get
Sandy.
into the news and see who that is. And hopefully,
Okay.
and I'm waiting to see if they fix up that Christmas blunder. Put more lights in the trees.
Chevy Chase. Uncle Eddie out of the movie. That's what it's like.
Talk to you tomorrow. See you.
Thanks, Andy.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Jump on the 5AA Facebook and YouTube live stream. Thanks to Foodland Supermarkets. We'll talk to you soon.
David and Will invite you into the studio every morning with 5AA's live video stream of The Breakfast Show. Thanks to Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
This festive season, find thoughtful gifts for everyone on your list at Maya, with up to 40% off selected women's shoes, handbags and wallets. On sale for a limited time and subject to availability. Exclusions and conditions apply.
Maya, my store.
Get great value Christmas dishes for every budget at Coles. Like Coles RSPCA approved whole chicken was $5.50, now down to just $4.50 a kilo. That's great value hands down at Coles.
Sounds like your old washing machine has spun its last spin. But that's okay, it's still got a purpose and a value. At Metals, we offer cash for scrap. We'll take your recyclable waste and give it to companies that can transform it into other components. Metals is open Monday to Friday and Saturday mornings. Cash for scrap? No worries at Metals. 255 Grand Junction Road, Ottawa.
When you want a retractable door screen, you want uninterrupted views and natural ventilation combined with protection from insects. You want Phantom Screens. Our custom-made retractable door screens can be colour matched to your existing decor and span up to 7 metres wide. And they disappear out of sight when not in use. A screen that's there 1 minute, gone the next. From the hills to the coast and everywhere in between, let the fresh air in with Phantom Screens. Get inspired online at phantomscreens.com.au.
This Christmas period, the entertainment centre's gonna get Be there for all the action this week when your Adelaide 36ers do battle with the Brisbane Bullets on Christmas Eve and the Perth Wildcats on Thursday, December 28th. Led by NBL legend CJ Bruton, you don't want to miss the new look 36ers in what promises to be an exciting season. Full of entertainment for everyone, this is the hottest ticket in town. So make sure you catch your Adelaide 36ers in action at the entertainment centre. Tickets available at Ticketek.
When you're hosting a family Christmas party, you might start with a go-to roast, a drama-proof seating plan, and that gravy recipe that's a family secret. But those in the know find all the answers in the aisles at Pals. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf. They can make sure you have the best wines, beers, and spirits for everyone. And great gift ideas too, all under one roof. Parafield Airport Liquor Store, Pals, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell & O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell & O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell & O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
This is 5AA's Summer Afternoons.
Well, Here we go. So, Wayne Phillips, what did you think of that comment by Smitho?
Mike
eh?
Smithson, they've got a story for Channel 7. We're doing all our research right now to find out what it is, but the great Channel 7 scoop, and so we'll find out what it is. Who it is, I wonder.
He was giving us all the clues.
Yeah,
Gary
goal kicker,
medalist.
a Gary medalist. Just wonder who. Yeah, so just keep listening to Treaders and myself, and we'll see what happens. Don't worry, that's fine. Yeah, Smitho does a great job with Channel 7. Always good to listen to.
Yeah, Josh just said definitely not Cornsey. Anyway, we're sort of,
we're
just sort of, I said, I probably don't know my football well enough, but I'm sort of very intrigued as to all of these little clues. It's like, the great mystery.
I wonder who it is. Yes, we will talk a little bit of football tonight. There's a bit of an announcement we understand as far as the SANFL, the South Australian National Football League, SANFL versus VFL. So the old great rivalry is going to get ramped up again and get to play. So hopefully we'll have the two state teams playing against each other. We'll try and chat with Darren Chandler tonight from the SANFL. But the announcement, it'll be played during Gather Round here in Adelaide.
Yep.
And the two states up against each other, some of those glory days of the game of footy. So exciting times. Yeah, will be great. Yeah.
Now, if you have actually not seen Wayne Phillips' fabulous mullet, it's been astonishing for years and years and years and years. Please jump on the FIVEAA Facebook and the YouTube live stream, and thanks to Foodland Supermarkets, and he's it's outdoing me. That's for sure.
Well, it's not. Well, I go down and see my little mate, down at the Temple of Fashion, and he looks after it, prepares it for me, and it's it's been a bit of a trademark, so I've been quite happy. It's all good, all good.
Yeah, trademarks are great fun.
It is good fun. And the other big one tonight down at the Adelaide Oval again will be the Adelaide Strikers up against Sydney Thunder. So it'll be the first game of the BBL was washed out last weekend. So now this one, the Strikers at home for a must-win to get their season underway. Jason Gillespie has had a few days to get them organised, get them focused on what needs to occur, but a real chance for the people to get along and see in what should be a brilliant night of entertainment down there at the Adelaide Oval.
And Oval's in good state, even with all that rain that we had the other week.
Picture perfect. Looks fantastic.
Yeah?
Yes, I was down during the week and just having a look, and he does such a job, Darren Hoff, with his staff and what needs to be done and how it's presented.
It is the most beautiful oval.
It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
We're so darn spoiled. It is special down there, and to have them getting there and enjoying, but for what they've done with the redevelopment, I think, Sandy, but what they've done with retaining those traditional parts, those segments of the oval, the mound up at the northern end, that gorgeous scoreboard, the look out over into the cathedral. It's quite special, and people come to Adelaide to have a look and get to have a wander around. It's parklands. You can walk around and enjoy it. It's tremendous.
Yeah. What else you got on tonight?
We've got a little bit of great story. Piper Window, who is the granddaughter of one of the greats of SANFL footy, Gary Window, a Gary medalist, the champion from the Central Districts Footy Club, and his granddaughter has been picked up by Port Adelaide AFLW.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, it's a fantastic story. So we'll chat with Piper and hopefully getting Gary as well. But 58 years after he won the McGarry medal for the best SANFL player, well, then Piper won the SANFL best player in the women's competition 58 years later.
The women's competition, it did get me back into the oval watching football.
Is that right? You went along and watched? Yeah, it's genuine watchable, isn't it? The way they play and their spirit and desperately keen to play and do well, and they can. And I think it's been a fantastic product. Great crowds that come along and watch and enjoy what is a great product. So we've got a busy show, and we'll have a bit of fun again tonight, no doubt.
Excellent, thank you.
No worries, Sandy. Catch you
soon.
Bye
See
now.
ya. And we were talking about doing it tough, but there was a great little announcement today, and which I just thought was probably worth sharing with you, and that is that there's been a surge in toy library memberships. So, as a lot of South Australian families, in fact, a lot of Australian families are sort of grappling with the cost of Christmas. The memberships to the toy libraries have been surging. So in Campbelltown, they've got a fabulous toy library in the northeast, and that has had at least 40 new members this month alone, and in the lead up to Christmas. So they've got an enormous amount of toys, and it is a great gift. So if you think about it, if they're looking at ways to keep the costs down and giving access to the children for hundreds and hundreds of really high quality toys without worrying about the price tag, this might be a really great gift for Christmas. And so the toy libraries, this actually came about after the pandemic. There's about 130,000 families that are using toy libraries every year, and then they use that money, of course, to save and reduce waste as well. It's also, there's about, I think, let's have a look, 280 toy libraries across the country, and they own $28 million worth of toys. So these are high-value sensory, active toys, trending toys, and a lot of them would be too expensive or perhaps not practical for a family to buy. And membership costs less than $2 a week. So that is, I don't know about you, but my kids used to have, you get their toys and or your grandchildren, you buy their toys, and then within a couple of weeks they're bored, and then they end up in landfill. So it is a really great thing. I remember opening the toy library down in Hutt Street, and it was just fantastic, and they actually had a music library, and be careful with that one because it makes a lot of noise. I've got Glenn here from Glenelg North. Hello, Glenn. How can I help you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm just trying to think about Jesus in the true respect of it all. Has he lost a little bit of confidence recently? With people. Do you think?
Look, I'm not really sure, Glenn, but I agree with you that the meaning of Christmas tends to get lost with all of the hype. And, every now and then it's a good reminder as to what it is actually about. And, my daughter asked me the other day how Christmas trees came about. And I don't know. I'm going to have to find out. So,
and in a way, I think, I'm not quite sure how old you are. You sound about 34.
Oh, you're lovely. You're on my Christmas card list, that's for sure.
But I must admit, I'm 66 now, and I do remember very, very, very distinctly that we would go to church on, around that time, and it was part of our ritual. And now I don't think that sort of is welcomed by a lot of people anymore, is it, these days? Christmas Mass and stuff like that. And I know that was for Catholics and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we certainly did the church bit, even though we were uniting church. And in a way, I'm not quite sure if a lot of people understand what it really basically means, and maybe that's not a bad thing because it might not mean anything to a lot of people.
Yeah,
is that possibly right?
Maybe, but it's also, maybe it's something that the new platforms of social media need to get on board. TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but apparently that's how we can get to a lot of people. But I actually by towards the end of the street, Glenn, I will be doing a roundup of some of the services, particularly the carol services that people can go to. It's a beautiful way to get into the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah. So, and I'd like to sing you a Christmas carol.
Please.
Have yourself a very Merry Christmas. May your dreams come true. Wow.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Glenn. Lovely talking to you, and do have a very happy Christmas. See you later.
Bye.
Christmas through the ages. If you are looking for somewhere to celebrate Christmas, there is a beautiful celebration in North Adelaide at St Mary's Catholic Church at 3 p.m. on Saturday the 23rd of December. And we've got Emma Horwood on harp and voice, and Steve Pedica on percussion. Emma is a soprano, and Steve is with the Adelaide Symphony Orchestra, and they will take you on a journey around the world with beautiful festive music, old and new. And from medieval melodies right through to Spanish Renaissance, Celtic music, contemporary works. They are a dynamic duo, and they are actually husband and wife. If you're interested, it's on trybooking.com, CNVDT, and enjoy Christmas through the ages. Been good talking with you today. Have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow at 1:30. See you later. Bye. And thank you, Glenn, for that beautiful song.
Shopping should be exciting, not dull. An adventure, not a chore. And fresh, not routine. So experience something new at Newton Central with Drake's Serenity Hair